The Sackett homicide trial nearing the end now. Sackett accused of killing his ex-girlfriend, Erin Sambalai, in June 2018, then submerging her body in a Vernon County lake. He was charged with homicide 2 months later. Last week, his trial began, the prosecution resting its case Friday after testimony from several witnesses, including a pathologist, who says his examination shows Sambalai died of homicidal violence. Starting Monday, the defense began calling witnesses on the stand, including Sackett.
Mr. Sackett, I'm going to start with the question that all of us are here to answer. Did you kill Erin Sambalai?
No, I did not.
Sackett admitted he was not forthcoming during the initial investigation, but says at that time he did not know Sambalai was dead. Today is day 7. Sackett's defense called one of the last people they say saw Erin Sambalai alive to the stand, a Walgreens employee. News 19's Marcus Arsvold in court. During that testimony, this witness claims Erin Sambalai was panhandling outside her store. Marcus, why did the defense call her?
Dave, the defense called her because this person claims to be one of the last people to see Sambalai alive, and that when she saw her, she was panhandling outside of the parking lot outside of the Walgreens that she worked at. And she claims that when she asked Sambalai to politely leave, Sambalai did, but she walked across the street towards the Mayo Clinic near that Walgreens. Then, during cross-examination, the state questioned this employee about how sure she was that Sambalai was the person that she saw. Prosecutors are implying that it could have been someone else because panhandling frequently occurred outside of this particular Walgreens. They said they showed the employee a photo of Sambalai and asked how confident she was in her testimony.
Was she wearing that amount of makeup?
No.
Was her hair done that same way?
Her hair was straighter.
And you said it's not uncommon at your Walgreens?
No.
Why do you say that?
Because we have a lot of panhandlers at our store out in our parking lot.
Now, the state is trying to prove that Sackett's guilty in Erin Sambalai's homicide, so they're trying to say that she could have seen anyone outside of this parking lot, not necessarily Sambalai. Meanwhile, his defense is arguing that she walked across the street to the Mayo Clinic near the Walgreens because that's where her doctor was, and this doctor has been a frequent alternative suspect throughout the case. Dave?
All right, Marcus, thanks very much. Tonight at 6, here testimony from another pathologist who says Sambalai was not murdered, saying there's evidence she could have committed suicide by drowning. Rebuttal arguments in the case expected tomorrow. Then on Thursday, closing arguments, and the jury will go into deliberation. If they find Eric Sackett guilty, he faces life in prison. Holman police looking for information to find a missing teen. 15-year-old Mariah Ernst has been missing 3 days. Police say she's 5'3", brown hair, brown eyes, weighs about 175 pounds. If you have information about where Mariah might be, please contact the Holman Police Department. A Madison firefighter in jail tonight, arrested in connection with a cocaine dealing investigation. 41-year-old Andre Hansborough arrested for running a drug trafficking place. The Madison Fire Department says he's on unpaid leave right now. He's been a firefighter 5 years. Another man was arrested with Hansborough. 56-year-old Gerald Moran. He's facing drug trafficking charges and 3 counts of delivering cocaine. In the Milwaukee suburb of West Allis, police are searching for thieves who hijacked an Amazon delivery car. Officers say the suspects stole the vehicle Saturday afternoon, holding the driver at gunpoint and forcing him out of the SUV. They drove off with the car, about 20 packages, the driver's wallet, and keys. Police looking for a white 2015 Hyundai Tucson. Amazon says they are working with police. We have an update now on a story we first told you about 2 weeks ago. The 2 suspects arrested for the fatal shooting of a Wisconsin woman working in Micronesia as a prosecutor. Authorities say Rochelle Bergeron was fatally shot 2 weeks ago after returning home from a run. Her friends believe her death was tied to her work, which included being part of a human trafficking task force. Bergeron is from Waukesha, but moved in 2015 to take a job as Assistant Attorney General. We will change the focus now Turn to the forecast. Dan Breeden's here with that. Dan.
Yeah, and it's continued chilly weather. We're a bit below average for this time of the year. We're talking about temperatures in the 40s across the area. Today hitting 47 when our normal temperatures at this time of the year are in the lower to middle 50s. 44 in Black River Falls. It was 40 this afternoon in Preston and 40 degrees in Viroqua. We have mostly clear conditions, but there are clouds gathering to the south and west, and we'll catch a few of those later on tonight and during the day tomorrow. Right now we're at a chilly 45 degrees. I'll have more details coming up in just a bit. Dave.
All right, Dan, thanks. As the investigation into the Trump administration's use of foreign aid to Ukraine as a potential political weapon grows, one Wisconsin senator's name has repeatedly surfaced, Republican Senator Ron Johnson. As chair of a panel overseeing Europe and vice chair of the Senate Ukraine caucus, Johnson is an historically strong proponent of U.S. aid to and assistance to Ukraine. Now he's a potential juror in an impeachment trial and a potential witness for Democratic investigators. Top Ukraine diplomat William Taylor testified last week that Johnson was party to a, quote, irregular channel that has become central to the investigation. Johnson briefed President Trump directly following their return from the inauguration on Ukraine's new president in May. Taylor testified the group enthusiastically backed the new leader, but the president, quote, did not share their enthusiasm. One reason, according to Johnson, a debunked 2016 conspiracy theory.
I was certainly surprised at the president's reaction, which has been consistent throughout this. Now, first of all, he talked about the level of corruption in Ukraine. And Mark, there's all kinds of smoke about Hillary Clinton campaign, the DNC being involved in the 2016 election.
In an interview with the Wall Street Journal, Johnson said that in an August call, the U.S. ambassador to the EU, Gordon Sondland, told him aid to Ukraine was contingent on investigations into Democrats. But Johnson has also said President Trump told him personally through a phone call that was not the case, and has since gone all in on his defense during talk show appearances. Well, the impeachment investigation is now a month old, and for the first time, a current White House official testified on the controversial President Trump phone call with Ukraine's leader. Army Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Vindman testified behind closed doors, telling lawmakers, quote, I did not think it was proper to demand that a foreign government investigate a U.S. citizen, and I was worried about the implications for the U.S. government support of Ukraine. He says he went to a superior with his concerns. Vindman also saying he's choosing to testify because it's, quote, my sacred duty and honor to advance and defend our country, irrespective of party or politics. The Justice Department is asking a federal judge to step in on a ruling about the Mueller report. Last week, a D.C. District Court judge ruled that unredacted documents from Special Counsel Robert Mueller's report be turned over by tomorrow. That request came from the House Judiciary Committee. The Justice Department wants any release of documents delayed while it files an appeal on that decision. Well, starting this weekend, road test wait times, they're a bit shorter in Minnesota. The state is now offering road tests on weekends to reduce wait times all around. The DMV says the new weekend hours are for driving tests only. No other services are offered. Right now, Minnesota is offering weekend road tests only in metro area DMVs through December 22nd, but an ongoing study might change that over the next year, potentially bringing additional driving test opportunities statewide. With some snow and cooler temperatures, it's a good time for archery and crossbow deer hunters in Wisconsin. The DNR says the annual rut is beginning, so deer are active over the next 2 or 3 weeks. And whether you're a bow hunter or an upcoming gun hunter, the time in the field right now could help you later.
The landscape is as wet as it's ever been. It's affecting, crop harvests. Red oaks are producing a lot of acorns this year. White oaks, not so much. So getting out